Get everybody drunk.
How much is that one? $2,300. Go fuck yourself. Yeah. It tasted good though. Thanks.
Hello. And welcome back to Bottles and Cans. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a long time. We've got episodes coming. Don't worry about it. 2015 is not going to be devoid of bottles and cans. But just to prove it to you, to prove that we're serious, we're going to take a serious shot, and Jeff is going to guide us through it.
We're going to do shots, but not all the way shots like you'd think.
Right.
What I have here today is a single malt, single cask Scotch. I picked it up at a Scotch tasting with my father. This is a single malt Scotch from the Arran malt. It's a product of the Isle of Arran. It's in a single cask that was all sherry cask. So Scotches can be casked in bourbon barrels, port barrels, or sherry barrels, or a blend of multiple barrels. I like the lower peat, the higher saltiness of the sea air that kind of gets into the barrels. So that's what I picked up.
That's some fancy shit.
Yeah, I learned a lot of the Scotch tasting.
Not my specialty right now.
I learned a lot of them. I learned how to taste my Scotches. Did not know any of that before I went.
Does that involve the water?
It does involve the chilled water.
Mineral water.
No ice cubes is what I learned. I did not know that. I used to be the guy that was like, 1 ice cube in my Scotch. That's what I was told in the TV show once. And now I just, I just want chilled water. If you could take some ice cubes and throw them in a shaker glass with some cold water and shake the fuck out of it and then pour a little bit into my Scotch, I'd be happy with that. What the guy told us is what we're going to do here today. So I'm going to do like a super informal, over-the-camera quasi-Scotch tasting with you guys.
Show us what you got going
Borrow
on.
this for a second.
So, if not obvious, this is a very special bottle of Scotch. And so we want to treat it with respect.
Sorry, buddy.
That's all I need.
You got a lot more than what I thought.
More than enough.
Has to be equal then.
Vince.
We're all men here.
So you've met these people in previous, soon to come episodes. We forget. This is the last thing we're recording. This is the doctor, and this is Vince Tripod, the man who followed us to Great American Beer Fest.
Oh, yeah.
And we are all going to enjoy the crap out of this Scotch.
Let me just make sure we all got about the same amount here.
Pretty good.
And we're pretty good there, yeah. I'm okay with that. So what we're going to do is, before we taste the Scotch just raw, just taste it before we add anything to it, we're going to smell it. Before we go dumping our noses into it.
Wait, can I do it wrong so you can tell us why I'm doing it wrong?
I don't know why, but that's how the guy said not to do it.
So here we go.
One thing that I learned was, you just start to bring it up to your nose. And from a certain distance, for each people, I'm sure it's different, you're going to smell it at a certain spot. Stick there and smell it from there. But do give it a swirl around the glass, and you can see how it kind of starts to drip down the glass. And I can actually get the smell from, probably 4 inches away.
Can I smell the smell as far away as I can smell the smell?
Yeah.
Okay.
I keep smelling garlic.
I do smell.
That might be what's in my oven.
Dinner's also cooking, but...
Get a little closer.
Garlic and
I have
Scotch.
a pretty terrible sense of smell. I think I have to be pretty close myself, but...
Outside of the rim of the glass. It's acceptable.
Yeah.
That's enough to burn my nose hairs.
Yeah. So, and then, after you smell that and you get kind of that sweet smell that's there,
Smells
go
like
ahead
a
and
sauna.
take a little bit of taste. And when you get that little bit in your mouth, kind of just roll it around your mouth with your tongue.
I didn't know you were going to give us a full-on lesson. I should have left the other microphones up.
It's all good.
That's right. We're just one
Swirl
big
it around your
microphone
mouth.
for everybody.
And tell them what you think besides the burning.
Pine? Woo! Ah! Woo!
God, burning.
Oh!
So
Yeah.
this is
Ow.
this is
Oh.
56.6% alcohol by volume, which is 100 and
Hi-oh.
100 and what 12
56 is
111
112.
113.12 proof.
It's solid. That's the moral of the story.
So before you go take a big gulp, just put a little bit in your mouth
That's
and just swirl it around with your tongue.
I put a tiny amount on the end of my tongue, and my tongue is tingling
But
right
do you
now.
get some other flavors? Some caramel and a little bit of the
13
roasted
point.
smokiness.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so you
Yeah.
get a little bit of that.
Okay.
Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add in a little bit of chilled water. This bottle of water has been in the freezer. There's a little frozen piece in the middle, and we're gonna add a little bit, just maybe not quite equal amounts, but
About that much.
or
bigger.
whatever you want to do. This is all to taste. So what the water does is it opens up the oils and the esters in the Scotch, and you get a little. Now you get more of the flavor profiles with less of the bite.
Hook me up, because I need a little less bite. I guess it's just
all I'm curious.
pouring.
Pour
You
in.
might also
Just a
see it turn a
splash.
little cloudy,
That's what I noticed
and that's
right
normal.
when I
That's
splashed
the
it.
oils opening up. That's the oils and the esters opening up to some taste.
It's kind of like when you drip water into absinthe. It gets cloudy
Yeah.
too. Same idea.
Well, I guess I think of when I have had Scotch, and I usually do a single ice cube.
Yeah.
You can see around the
Right.
ice cube that cloudiness.
So the point of the ice cube
Excuse me.
was to give water, chilled water, to your Scotch. Now the problem with the ice cube is, here's what I was told, and take it for what it's worth from some guy who comes to Nebraska once a year to do a once a year Scotch tasting. Is the problem with the ice cube is initially when you taste it, there's not enough water. The ice cube hasn't melted. When you get to the end of your drink, there's a lot of water. The ice cube's fully melted. Somewhere in the middle was the perfect mixture
When you should have
of
just.
water and
Isn't there?
Scotch.
I don't disagree, but isn't there something to like the the enjoyment over that gamut?
yeah, but
So you get like,
why
oh,
not
here's
have-
where it's harsher, and
why not
here's
have
where
the
it's a little bit less. And here's,
long-term enjoyment at the perfect level that you like
I get that. Yeah.
for the longer period of time when you know how much you like in there. So initially what he had us do was take a straw full of this chilled water and dump it in. Now we only had like maybe half of an ounce, and I gave you guys pretty much a full-on ounce and a half.
like 2 ounce pours at least. At least.
But now you
No
can
ways.
taste a bit of a difference, and the flavor profile has changed.
Yeah. No more burning,
It's
thankfully.
tame, yeah.
And now you get more of the sweet sherry barrels that it was in. You get a little bit more of the caramel roasted malts that were there, and a little bit different of the tastes.
Huh.
It's very interesting. All right, so what did they tell you about waterless cubes?
You're just
Familiar?
gonna get all the alcohol.
Yeah, that's what I thought, but like cold doesn't matter. Cold almost kind of like soothes that burn just a little bit, but not from a freaking 113 proof.
Right. So what he said was, this guy who, his words not mine, no single malt Scotch enters the U.S. without passing through his lips first.
Huh.
Okay.
Big
Take
wig.
that for what it's
Big
worth.
wig, yeah.
I don't know who he is, really. I never met the guy till this year and didn't really even meet him, just heard him talk.
He must have a mustache.
He was clean shaven.
Ah!
But
Poser.
he was very, very, very educated on what he did.
I'll bet. Well,
Um,
and this has been quite the education this evening.
Yeah. So what he does is he puts his Scotch in the freezer or fridge and keeps it nice and chilled and cold. And then he adds in the chilled water to keep it at a good temperature. But he does not do the ice cube. And he knows exactly how much per dram of his Scotch how much water he likes, and that's what he adds in every time. And then by the time he's done, it's no longer cold. It's it's below room temperature, but it's the temperature he likes. But he's also finishing it, and it's good. And he knows where he sits in his Scotch level. None of us know. We don't know.
That's
this
fair.
is our ass, and this is our elbow, and that's what we know. So we don't know our ass from our elbow.
This is beer drinkers drinking Scotch.
Yeah. So, but
Cheers
it
to
isn't a
that.
bottle. So bottles
Let me
to
cheers.
cans.
Let's
Bottles
cheers.
to cans.
Bottles to cans.
Thanks for watching this tasting, ladies and gentlemen. Follow us at Bottles Cans, no spaces, no nothing on Twitter. Like us, follow us, and check out the soon-to-be coming episodes with these two jokers. They're good ones. So stick around. Thanks for watching Bottles and Cans, and cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
This is Scotch.
Might you need a little bit more water?
Maybe.